Hello, good evening. How are you lovely people doing today? Yes, I'm here to give us the awesome recap of episode 9. Episode 9, I believe, is more like a filler, and it's giving us a little bit of information of what we should expect for the next week, which is going to be hell on the water. I should call it hell at the beach. I was thinking about, should I go live tonight or try to do it? I kind of got a chest cold going on, so bear with me. Put this makeup over here. And let me get this stuff going here. So it is called From the White House to Key West. And we start off with Dr. Simone. I like the little mini scenes, so I always do those. It starts out with Dr. Simone in her office, and she's talking with one of the ladies there. I don't know about whatever. Then you got Dr. Contessa in her office, and she's talking about getting some more fillers or Botox or something like that. And then we got Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea and Dr. Mimi are at her house, Sweet Tea's house, and they're discussing this box full of junk. In the box full of junk, there's like a broken lamp or something, and she's stating that she got to do some cleaning out still, and these are quads things. And Dr. Mimi is like, well, it's time to get rid of this stuff. She's like, oh yeah, it's time to get rid of. And I'm like, really, Sweet Tea? So Dr. Heavenly gonna have something to say about that. We'll get that at the end of the show. So she goes, so we go over to the next scene. There's Toya and her family. And Toya and who is it? Toya and Avery is walking in. And then we have Avery and Toya are talking about the what is it? The 8th grade dance. And that Ashley will not be attending. And she's like, why? Because he don't got no date. That's what Avery said. So then Avery walks in with Dr. Oh God, I can't even think right. With Dr. Eugene. And so he didn't want to talk about it because he said he didn't really want to go. And Dr. Eugene explains to Toya that Ashton is more like him. And so then they get to talking in their confessionals, saying that Toya goes, she was popular in school, and she was more interested when she was in 8th grade with bad boys, and that she wouldn't have been interested in Dr. Eugene. And Dr. Eugene was like, Then Toya was like, yeah, she said, but when she would have been in 12th grade, she would have probably tried to talk to him to make him popular. He was like, hold up, pump your brakes, pump your brakes, pump your brakes. Forget what you thought. I was prom king. And she go, 20 people? He's a 27. So he must have went to a small private school. And I know my little cousins used to go to a little a school like that. And usually each graduating class, their whole graduating class usually go on to college. So, his small school probably was a Christian school or something like that. He turned out doing well. So she basically tells him, yeah, but you did good in life because, you married me. And so then they go on to talk to their sons about, asking Avery, like, before they go there, Dr. Eugene, when he comes in, he goes to kiss Toya. And Toya tells him when he kisses her, he need to grab her ass too. And the kids are just kind of looking like, really? So after that, then they talk about Avery's love life and ask Avery, like, what girlfriend is he on? the second or third. He said, no, it's my fourth girlfriend this year. So, they basically talk to the boys. Basically, they don't want them, getting too close to the girls. Maybe a hug, but no public display of affection, no kissing, none of that kind of stuff. So, trying to, talk with the boys and let them know that, hey, we're here. So I like how she kind of do it, because she makes it where the boys can actually come to her and they feel like they are comfortable to talk to her about, personal matters like that. So then from there we go to Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie's at home by her pool. And long and behold, who comes in? Body, yada, 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 yada. Dr. Heavenly come in, and honey, her body is bodying. So Dr. Jackie, she's making some smoothies. And, Dr. Heavenly was like, why are you making a mixed drink and you ain't got no look at it? And she said, because they're smoothies. She's like, you just give me some pineapple juice, so I can smell good down there. And then so she goes on to tell her about the good news she has. And the good news is that she's been invited to the White House and she can bring someone. So, Dr. Helen's getting all kind of giddy about it. She said, yeah, I already talked to Dr. Simone. And, I thought that another OBGYN should come in. So Dr. Heavenly goes to her confessional like, bitch, I helped you with the Mad Gala. Simone didn't help you with all this stuff. But she, was pulling Dr. Heavenly's leg. So she said she liked to see Heavenly in the hot seat. And so she invited Dr. Heavenly to go along too. And Dr. Heavenly assured her that she was going to be on her best behavior. And that, she's not going to talk too much and this, that, and the other. I thought, oh, my goodness. Dr. Heavenly is really, I can't see. Dr. Heavenly is really, really, really going to be on her good behavior. She's like, I can act pulled up because I'm a professional. So then we go on to, they're going to the White House to see the Vice President, Kamala Harris. Okay. But, then we go on to Phaedra. And Phaedra, she's out on a date. But she's white dating. Have y'all ever heard of that? She's white dating. Check. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Check. It looks like Chick. I don't know. They're out on a lunch. Looks like a lunch date. Kind of outside or whatever. And they're talking. But what I did notice, because I seen that when her and Dr. Heavenly was on the phone, she had on the same outfit. So this is why some of the stuff is going to make a little bit more sense. Because I'm like, well, how did this boy know? Oh, boy, this guy knows this. Well, anyway, she's out on a date with Chick. And Chick act like he didn't know what kind of work she was into or whatever. And then all of a sudden we hear him say, I know you're or he didn't know what kind of work she was into and really act like he didn't know her. But then all of a sudden he says he knows her husband, her ex-husband, and his wife. And I'm like, why? Where did that come from? And why would he even say that? I'm pretty sure she wouldn't go around and, so then when we find out that later on in the episode, Dr. Heavenly calls her while she's on the date and was telling her that she had how did she feel, or asked her how did she feel about Apollo coming to the couples trip. So that's the only thing that kind of bothered me about checking this episode. His list was I noticed it. You know how women can notice stuff. I'm like, his lips was ashy, and he licked them. First he had his hand on the mouth, and then he licked his lips. And then he was eating, and he had food on. Like, oh Lord, just throw this whole scene away. Goodness, I mean, I know there's some women that like young guys, but he just looked like a baby. I don't know, Phaedra. I can't see what well, we know what she said. She likes him. He's fun. And she don't never plan on getting married again, is what she says. So then we go on to also in her confessional, she explained what white dating was. And white dating, just basically going out on a date, holding hands or whatever. And black dating is when you have a torrid love affair, Not really it's dating. Y'all just basically living with each other. Y'all shacked up. That's black dating. Allegedly. So then we go on to Simone, Dr. Simone. She's outside her garage, looks like, or whatever. She's talking to Cecil, and she just can't believe she's going to the White House to meet Kamala Harris. She's waiting on Jackie. And then Jackie finally pulls up. They said Jackie late getting there, whatever. So they're going to go to the airport, and there they meet Dr. Heavenly, or did they pick her up on the way? I don't know, but they're all at the airport. So, they're kind of taking pictures or whatever. And so the next day, they're in Washington, D.C. the next morning, and they're giving Dr. Heavenly the shit. So basically, look, Heavenly, you is not going to be out here cussing. You're going to be out here with your ghetto-ass behaviors. You going to act right today. She's like, I can't say Mitch or switch or twitch. They said, no, we ain't having none of that. But Dr. Heaven said, let me get it out right now, because y'all bitches about to get on my nerves trying to tell me how to do the thing. So she let them know, she's like, I'm a professional, honey. I know how to hack. And then the production goes to all the scenes where Dr. Heavenly was cutting up. So we know. So also, so this conference they go to is a conference with Chrissy Teigen, who is, what's his name? John. Lord have mercy. I can see his face. John Legend. John Legend's wife. So she's conducting this conversation with Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, on the experiences with women and childbirth, and also the rights that they taken away since they got rid of Roe versus Wade and put it back to the states. So then Dr. Simone, she's in her confessionals, and she's talking about some the things that she saw firsthand with her own patients, where the patients were pregnant, and maybe the pregnancy, it might have been viable, but the baby was going to really be messed up, and how that they weren't able to get an abortion, not in their state. Or, because they could take those tests, especially when you're older, to see if the baby is going to be, deformed or anything like that. And she also has stated when she even seen in some cases in the where there were women where their life was on the line, and the outcome could be pretty grim, and then there wasn't much they can do about that either. So now we're back to all the couples, and all the couples are getting ready. So we see Toya and Eugene getting ready, and he's showing the little shorts. I guess he's happy about his weight loss. I didn't catch everything, but he's showing off the little shorts he got a variety of. And she said, I guess they reminded her of her son's shorts or something. And then we have Dr. Jackie and Curtis. They're talking, and he basically kind of stated that he would have had liked to go to the White House. And she was like, I would have known that. I would have had you come. He said, yeah, because I wanted to hang out with Biden, with President Biden. And then also we have Dr. Simone and Cecil. They're talking, and she was just stating that she hopes everybody get along, but not be fake. She want, real relationships, We don't need none of that surface stuff, basically. And so then we go to Dr. Contessa and Scott. And Scott has stated to Dr. Contessa that he did not want Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly, to ruin everybody else's experience on vacation with their beef. And she said, I know how to act cordial. I'm an adult. So then we flash on over to Dr. Heavenly and Damon. And Dr. Damon asks Dr. Heavenly, who all did you invite? And, she's telling everybody who's invited. And then she also said, yeah, I invited Apollo. And then she calls Phaedra up just to give her a heads up and to see if it was okay. Backstory to this, Dr. Hemley said they had a phone call off, a phone call that was not filmed on the show. She said, but she glad she did this so it could show that she had let her know in advance. But basically, she had asked Phaedra off film, did she mind? And Phaedra was like, she was cool with it. She knew about it anyways. And as you know, Apollo don't make a move without her knowing. And and that Phaedra was sure that he wasn't bringing anyone. And somehow Apollo must have found out she was bringing someone. He said he wasn't coming there by himself, so he brought his wife. Okay. And that's where I guess where the shit went down for on the next episode, where it goes down for Phaedra. And I thought that was weird, being that you brought Quad to Sweet T's event. But anyways, excuse me. So we're past all that. And then, okay. So then we have Sweet Tea and Dr. G. They're talking about, going on this trip, and that Quad's going to be there. Dr. G, he talks about that he has so much trauma from their marriage and everything. And, he's a little nervous about seeing her. And then, excuse me, Sweet Tea, basically said, just be cordial, just kind of like, and basically ignore him. But Sweet Tea, since it all has come out, why did you name your YouTube thing with your husband the speed dating thing event? Why did you name it Sweet and Savory when that is clearly one of Quad's seasoning name, Sweet and Savory? Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? Is it a coincidence you jumped in his DMs, but you never watched the show before? With a baby emoji? I don't know, girl. I'm really, really thinking you was a super fan. Excuse me, my throat is just killing me. So, with that, so then Quad and King are talking. It goes over to them, and they're like I said, all these couples, they're packing, getting ready. And Quad says she's a little nervous about the trip because she knows how these couple trips go. And they'll probably bring up incidents about her and Dr. G. And she's kind of worried about, how that may play out. We know how that's not going to play out. So they're on, getting ready to go to, so everybody's got all packed. So now everybody's at the airport. So now they're on the plane. And, they're all on there talking. Dr. Eugene said, hope this vacation is going to be fine. He's going to relax and this and that and the other. And then Dr. Jackie, she leans over because she's sitting behind Quad and King. She asks him, are y'all going to sleep together? Or like, are y'all sleeping in the same room? I'm like, Dr. Jackie, everybody wasn't a 40-year-old virgin like you were. So then we have Dr. Mimi. She's talking about she's, coming on vacation to relax and everything else. And then her husband like, nah, he's coming straight for the turn up. So they have two different, usually opposites attract. So he's probably the more way outgoing person, and she's probably more reserved, meaning that she is a doctor. So we get down to where all the couples meet, and they're all outside, and Dr. Simone tells King to come over and get his hug or whatever. And she hugs him, tells him to watch out for the makeup and stuff. And then, here go Twin, being messy. Now, you got to agree, Dr. G the same way. So, of course, Dr. Simone does the same with him. Then, and they're talking in the confessional. Dr. Simone she's, kind of worried about how the reaction may be between Quad and Dr. G. So Dr. Heavenly comes over and she greets everyone, and she has the keys. So she, she's handed out the keys or whatever. She goes to give Letitia, Sweet Tea, a hug and greets her. Then she goes to give Dr. Contessa. Dr. Contessa takes her down to the ground. I'm like, Dr. Contessa, don't you got on the dress? And Dr. Heavenly says, Dr. Contessa is a strong woman. She said, even when she took me down, she made sure that she had her arm underneath me so I would not have fell hard. And she said, but she's a strong one. And she said, but she liked that one. She said, this the bitch I like. She said, I don't know when the other bitch gonna come back. So from there, they all go to their rooms. And, they're all making their observations of the room. And Quad and King is looking at the room. Quad said the shower may be a little bit too small for both of them. It's still a nice size shower, though. And Sweet Tea and Dr. G looks at their room, and she goes, oh, this is giving retirement. She got those old jokes coming. So then Toya goes out on the deck or the patio, and out there, and she hears Cecil above them. And she was like, oh, basically they can hear us having sex. And of course, Dr. Eugene is a little ashamed of her. He's like, there's people over there trying to eat. He's like, or whatever. So we have each they break the couples up into groups, and the excuse me, the theme of this trip is called Teamwork Makes the Dream Work. And basically they're trying to make sure that whatever is the issue, maybe they can solve the issues there and then come back and be stronger in Atlanta. So, if they get issues, when they go to the rooms or whatever, they must have the different shirts that they're supposed to wear for the different teams. So we have the Shark team, Team Starfish, Team Goldfish, and Team Snapper. So she has paired up, Dr. Simone has paired up the teams according to the ones who had the most problems. So those are the ones that's going to be teamed together. So you have Dr. Contessa and her husband, and Dr. Heavenly and her husband. Then we have, I think, what's the name of their team? Their team may be Shark. And then I think, I ain't trying to remember whose team was what. Then on Quad's team, there's Quad and King and Lord Toya and Dr. Eugene. Okay. And Toya went in her confessional because Dr. Eugene said, we done had a long history with Quad. And she said, I don't want to, I'm starting, I don't want to go through all that again. We're starting from right now on. And then, so Sweet Tea, her husband is paired up with Dr. Jackie Phaedra and Dr. Jackie Phaedra and Curtis. So then we have the last team to be named is Dr. Simone's team, which is Dr. Simone and Cecil, and the new couple, which is Dr. Mimi and her husband Steve. So they're looking at, who may have the advantage or whatever. So while they're doing the confessionals and, Sweet Tea's talking about the name of their team, which is the Snapper. And she was like, well, I'm glad we got Dr. Curtis. Got Curtis on our team. He used to be in the NBA and all this. And then she goes, yeah, and says something about Dr. Jackie. And then she calls her Skeletor. But Sweet Tea. I'm going to look it up, but I could have swore either it was on a live or either it was on Married to Medicine. But I could have swore Dr. Heavenly said that first. I think it was season 2, maybe. Dr. Heavenly said it. And I think she might have been talking about Dr. Jackie because she's small or whatever. But I thought she called her Skeletor. I swear to goodness. Because I remember she was something. I think so. And if so, that's what Sweet Tea got that from, Dr. Heavenly. And I believe so. So, but I believe it was season 2. Because you know when Dr. Heavenly first started her first season on the show, even though she did an appearance in season 1 at the fight, but on season 2, her and Jackie, Dr. Jackie, was bumping heads big time. Remember that. So they all come down, so they're going to eat. They're all eating lunch, and everybody's mingling and everything. They're all down there in their team shirts. So Phaedra walks in. She got her little shirt cut up here, loose over here, and all that stuff. And they say, "Oh, Phaedra got her shirt cut and all this." She said, "Yeah, child. I do too much because they do too little." So then Dr. Simone talks about the shirts, because I guess each of the women have these shirts. So I'm this kind of bitch or something like that in their rooms. All the men. So this got to be the women's or whatever. And so then she asks Phaedra if she wanted to try to redeem herself. Basically trying to find out, like, what kind of bitches are we, or what were you trying to imply? And Phaedra still stood on that. And then Quiet got out and did a whole soliloquy about all these women's accomplishments. These is bitches that go to the damn White House. These bitches with all the accolades. What are you talking about? I'm not like, well, she's not like them. Period. I mean, she's not. What person's calling her to the White House? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe Trump would. Who knows? But no. So, and then she was like, she still stood in it. And after Squad did that long soliloquy about all the ladies' accomplishments, she was like, "Oh, you don't get it? No." And Cecil said, "Yeah, because y'all can't do Reiki." I said, Cecil was so messy. That was in the confessional. He said, "Y'all can't do Reiki," because Dr. Simone was basically saying, "Oh, so she thinks she's, better than us." And I think Phaedra might think, I don't think she could possibly think she's more accomplished than them. I think she thinks she's more glamorous than them. That's the only thing I could even take out of that. Yeah, she's more glamorous, and she dressed more hoochie. The Southern Belle is gone. We got Tatiana over there. And she about to go to Thailand. So then they said, the goals of the trip is for them to go home stronger and better. So they're going to have like some team building exercise. And so they're going to do a water relay race, and Curtis said, "I'm out. For one, I'm too big to be in that thing. And for two, something. And for two," she's like, Dr. Jackie said, "No, you mean for 3. He said, "I don't do water." So then we got Dr. Damon, who's scared of Jaws. Ever since he's seen the movie Jaws, he don't want to be in the water. He think a great white whale or shark gonna come and get him. So that's basically how it ends with all the teams. They're learning what game they're supposed to play. And everybody's on their little boats or whatever and kayaks, and they have to do this water relay. So that's what's setting us up for next week. And next week is when the shit is gonna get real shitty. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy next week, and I can't wait. Now, hopefully my voice and this cold be gone. But here are some of the things I wanted to show. Look, I'm doing it from my phone, so Lord have mercy, bear with me. I have two things I wanted to show, and then we'll talk about Oh Lord, which one is it? I think it's this one.
The quad this morning, and she said that wasn't her shit. She said that stuff y'all was putting out, that regular shit that wouldn't be hers. She said what's hers is the stuff over the mantle, the mirror, and all of that. So the good shit that's in your house, sweetie, that you still got a quad, give her that shit back. These lamps and shit, this cheap shit, that's not hers. She's saying y'all did that for the scene. That is not her stuff, okay? Give her stuff, but give her expensive stuff you still got in your house. To me, I would have redecorated. You know what? To me, I would have made that man make me move. Sell that house, rent it out. It ain't that expensive no way. I think she said it was $340,000 on a short sale. Rent that house out, buy me a new house, Dr. G, because if she want access to the money, right? You being cheap with her. You really are. Buy her a new house, but I ain't got nothing else to say about it. But they saying that T still moving quad stuff out. That's all I got to say about it, okay?
I'm hitting the wrong buttons, excuse me. So that's all she got to say about it. Is what they did was all for show. It was for the TV. She said that cheap shit wasn't the quads at all. I have to excuse me, my throat and my chest is burning. And so, if I would have been Sweet Tea, I think she had to do this just for show. Because there's no way in the world I'll be cleaning out my husband's ex-wife stuff that's in the box. That little box of stuff could have been in the garbage or whatever. And, excuse me. Also, Sweet Tea is giving us a teaser on if she's coming to the reunion or not. And I'm like, girl, you was not to cry down. You ain't got it like that. So I think because she's been talking so much shit on her YouTube channel that she don't want to smoke with them ladies. But you know, they going to smoke her out whether she's there or not. So, Sweet Tea, just put on your dress, get your husband's suit together, and please be there. Stand in it, honey. Stand in it. But from watching Dr. Heavenly's Patreon live, says the mess is going to ensue. And she said from this episode on out, it's going to be Quad and King beefing with Sweet Tea and Dr. G. That's what the shit gonna be around. It's all gonna be about Quad, she says. So that's probably why Sweet Tea doesn't want to come. And we noticed in the trailer for next week, we know that Dr. G is really talking reckless to Quad. And I don't know what kind of exercise this is, but I know if some other man was trying to disrespect me or felt like, to me, it felt like something. We don't know what happened because we haven't seen the episode yet, but it seems like he was really coming for her as she was talking. And I'm like, wait a minute. Let's not do that. That's because that would have been my husband had that much smoke for his ex. I think he still want her. Because why? If you're not bothered, why are you tripping? Because y'all been divorced. Y'all don't have no kids together. So there's no, I mean, that might be a little weird feeling or whatever. But you got somebody there with you. So then we see, we know that Apollo brings Shireen. Now, I would say, Shireen, you didn't see now. Never mind. I just know what kind of person I am. And Sweet Tea, y'all, you was going to be on the goddamn on TV. Why you pick that swimming suit? You could have found something that looks good. I mean, not. I'm just leaving it alone. No, girl, you the youngest one that you supposed to be bringing youth. You could have found you a cute swimming suit, girl. That's all I'm going to say about that. Why you telling Dr. Heavenly, fuck you, bitch. I don't know what y'all arguing about or whatever it is, but I can't wait till the shit come next week. I can't wait. Because it's going to be a for real shit show. And I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. Every minute. But That's pretty much it. I think this episode, it was informational. I felt sad when I seen Kamala Harris, especially all the bullcrap we going through this week. I gotta see if my dang on deposits go through next week. I mean, shoot, this Thursday, because I get government funding for my business. I don't know. I said, we all about to fuck around and find out here, honey. And honey, I said, people didn't want to vote for it. And we see what's happening. But God, when I see Kamala, I'm like, dang. I know she probably somewhere, well, she back in California, probably trying to enjoy life. But I'm just like, oh, we had to go through this nightmare here because Trump is showing his monkey suit for real. And I don't feel too well, so I'm going to let y'all go. I'm trying to be long-winded, but I can't. So that's my review of Married to Medicine. And like I said, next week is going to be crazy. And I hope, Lord, let me be feeling good next week. But y'all have yourself a good night. Catch it on the repeat. Please leave me a comment, please. And like and share and subscribe. Y'all have yourself a blessed evening. Good night.